inglés en su canal de siempre.
Perdón, ahora sí, Jason. Perdón, ahora sí, recién inició. Buenas noches. Ahora sí puedes comenzar, ya estamos en vivo.
Buenas noches a todos, mi nombre es Kaiser, estamos nuevamente aquí en su canal de siempre, Capa 8. Tengo aquí a mi lado un compañero, un amigo de hace muchos años, él es extranjero de California, Estados Unidos. Y bueno, la idea es interactuar con una persona nativa, con un idioma nativo en inglés, después de una gran charla que vamos a tener ahorita en vivo y a todo color. Vamos a poder escuchar, vamos a hablar despacio, fluido y fuerte para que ustedes puedan escuchar. El máster César, que en este momento está atrás de toda la configuración, nos va a avisar en caso de que exista alguna pregunta y poderla responder en vivo directamente. De momento, les informo, en Costa Rica pues hay una tormenta eléctrica, así que si hay algún tipo de problema de conexión de internet, de antemano pues les pido disculpas, pero ya sería algo que está completamente fuera de nuestras manos. De momento pues vamos a iniciar la clase. Bienvenidos a todos. A partir de un minuto vamos a empezar a hablar solamente en inglés. Chicos, son 30 minutos de inglés y luego vamos a hablar acerca de la tarea. Presten mucha atención a todo lo que va a venir a continuación, porque va a ser parte del ejercicio para finalizar la clase del día de hoy. ¿De acuerdo? Así que bienvenidos, Master César. Muchas gracias por el apoyo, como siempre. Todos bienvenidos a Capa 8. Iniciamos en 3, 2. Good night, Don. Welcome. Thank you for taking my invitation. How was your day today?
It was a long day.
Was it?
Lots of work.
I know. It was very hard for me too. A lot of rain. Raining season in Costa Rica. All the streets are in water. They look like rivers. But hey, life goes on, huh? The reason why I invite you here tonight, Don, is because we're providing some English classes to the Latin American community through Capa 8 TV channel. We're a standard community which we provide free lessons for people who really want to understand and learn English at some certain level of participation. And well, one of my promises was to invite one of my friends, native English speakers, to come over here to my living room and chat a little bit about culture, different things between USA, Costa Rica in this case, and whether talk about business, about different stuff, human resources, everything, a little bit, but just through a few questions. First of all, to the community, introduce yourself.
My name is Donald Dotz. I've been in Costa Rica now a little over 20 years, but I grew up as a youngster in Ohio, and then when I went to graduate school, I ended up going to California. Had different businesses internationally. I had a company in Hong Kong. We produced watches, which we sold to Walmart. Had a valve company where we dealt with water valves. A telecom company, which I still have, where we deal with voice over internet. And I met Kaiser a number of years ago when we were actually doing lighting. We brought in some of the new modern lighting from the United States. Compact fluorescents, the LEDs.
As a matter of fact, that's a funny story because when I met you, I was recently coming back from Vancouver. I had 3 months after I came from Canada, and I was helping this friend of ours that we got in common, Randall. Remember him?
Right.
And this guy, he had a financial company. He was a startup financial company. He calls me up one day Kaiser, can you come over to my company and help me out growing capital for the community? And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. Just recently came from Vancouver, and 1 week later, my friend over here, he showed up because he was in charge of the telecommunications of the company. And from then, we've been friends since. We're talking about what, 15, 17 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 or 17 years. That's some time of friendship. And we've been very close friends since. Um, Donald is a person that I always know him as entrepreneurship. He's an entrepreneur. He always look different ways to create money, profit, and business, and help other people, which is very important. In the process, when you make money, it's always important to help the others. Not so much in the sense of getting a job, but also in the sense to help somebody else to grow in their talents and their abilities to get a better position or to look a different way or different angle in life. Um, yeah, we met in 2000, 2002 or something like that. Um, then you took Cold Master as a boy, but when you came to Costa Rica, uh, obviously you didn't know that much Spanish. How was that culture shock for you when your plane landed and you just walked in and take a cab to go to your hotel and what happened? How could you handle that?
But I'm not much better today. I still have Spanglish. It's the verb tenses I haven't spent time working on. I came into the country basically because my father was injured and was in the hospital. So I actually got picked up by someone else that spoke English, so I didn't have the problem initially to go to the hospital. The hospital also spoke English. So it wasn't until I was here for a while that I realized that I was woefully weak in communicating to a lot of folks.
That's funny. And then after that, how did you manage to communicate with the others when you didn't have somebody else to communicate for you?
Uh, I the first things I did is I was dealing with people that spoke English, and then we reached out. For instance, the telecommunications was not the first effort that I had in the country. The first effort was in lighting, and in that case, what I did is we were talking to the owners of companies, and most owners here in Costa Rica of larger operations are already bilingual. The difficulty in that business, however, comes down to working with maintenance crews, installing, and that's where it's good to have someone that's bilingual. And Kaiser knows the fellow I brought in, Marco, who is bilingual. He learned his English, probably like you folks, around people. He didn't take a formal education in English, but he's truly bilingual.
Yeah, he was actually, and he is. As a matter of fact, recently I was heading to the mechanic, running to Volandi, and he told me I just saw Marco. He's gaining some weight.
Listen, that comes with age, guys. I got it too.
Guys, remember, camera always at 5 pounds. Okay, we have like 4 different cameras. So if we look a little bit fatter, it's not the real thing. It's because of the cameras. All right.
They did not have the cameras that show thin people.
Yeah, we have to make that up. Okay, yeah, communication skills is always important to have in every company, in every single aspect of life. But in different ways, aside of the business, talking about personal life, how could you manage to speak with other people, let's say, for example, going shopping, or when you wanted to introduce yourself to a nice lady, or go out in a bar for having a couple beers and play some poker or billiard, or how did you manage that? Because I think it was kind of hard at the beginning. It should have some shock on you, right? Especially understanding the culture, right?
Well, the culture is very different. I guess the thing I would pass along to all of you is you can't be timid. You can't worry about making mistakes. That's usually the problem when we're dealing in different languages. I don't have a fear of doing something wrong. In fact, I usually say to people that my Spanish puts a lot of smiles on people's faces.
Don has been in Costa Rica for over 20 years, and he doesn't speak Spanish fluently, but hell, God knows that he really tries and very hard. And that's the reason why he puts a smile on everybody's when he tries hard to speak Spanish. And uh, like he says, guys, don't be afraid to make a mistake when you speak English. It's part of the process. The good thing is, if you don't make any, then it means that you don't need this. All right. I do make mistakes as everybody else do, and the reason for it is because we're humans and we are ensemble. We are designed to make mistakes, to do things better, recognize those mistakes, whether they're actionals or whether we are speaking, is good for ourselves because it pushes us up to be better people, to strengthen ourselves in one direction. And that direction is, if I have the desire to do something, it's going to be done. This is like a simple story. When this this commander out of an army came over in this case to Jesus, and he says, "Hey, one of my employees is very very sick, and more as an employee is like my son." Okay, and Jesus stood up and he says, "Well, do you want me to go to your house to actually check on your servant?" And he says, "No, it's not necessarily. See, I'm a commander, I'm a general, I'm in charge of hundreds and hundreds of soldiers. If I call one and I say, hey, I need you to do this, I know it's going to be done. I don't have to go and check it. I know for sure that it's going to be done. So if you wish that my servant, my employee get better, you just have to say it and it's going to be done." That's what we call faith. Okay, the Bible teaches that. Well, same thing happens in today's time. Okay, life teaches that we have to have faith in ourselves. We have to believe in what we do in every step of our life. Doesn't matter the mistakes that we go through. What it matters is what we learn from them. I'm sure that Don has made mistakes in his life, but he doesn't have a white hair because he painted. He has a white hair because he's got experience out of those mistakes. Okay, and he makes things better because now he understands how the know-how, how it's better to do something, and what's the best way to do it because of the experience, because of the mistakes, and that's the reason why it's very important to make those mistakes in life. What do you think about that, Don?
I agree. Here's something about your culture. It's a little bit different. I would say the northern band, meaning Canada, the United States, Germany, England, Japan, was what I call the northern belt. Most of us know that we make mistakes on a daily basis. That's how we learn. That's how we move forward. Oftentimes, if you hold a problem in and you don't share it, then we don't know how to move forward. In business, that is one of the key elements of success, is that your employees, explain. So say that you'll usually find the Northern Belt, most of us become angry at times. The anger we have is a frustration. Within 5 minutes, it's behind us. We're not. It's not something we carry on and refer back to it. We're frustrated with the situation. We're not frustrated with the people. We're frustrated with the event. But it gives us the way to move forward so that we can be successful. So that cultural difference is something that not only is important for you in working with someone from another country, but it's also important when you stop to think about the growth and success communities. If you can share that with your partner, with your boss, even with your wife.
For those that are married, obviously. Well, yes, guys, success, it's a lifestyle, okay? It's gonna be my legend today. Success is a lifestyle. It's not a goal. It's not a finish line. It's a lifestyle. It's something that you have to live every day since you get up in the morning. You put a foot on the floor before you go to. You are successful. You are who you think you are. It's all about you, nobody else. We have a community. I think that if I'm not wrong, 80% are programmers, or at least they are into that area. In programmation, it's sometimes frustrating when you're trying to fix or solve an issue, a problem that doesn't get solved, especially when you solve it in your mind, but it doesn't solve in the software. It's when you install Windows in your computer and things doesn't work out, and it doesn't matter how much you reboot your computer, things still do, it crashes out, and you just get this desperation, obviously. Life is the same thing, guys. Listen, all the cycles in life, it's for some reason. It teaches you to be patient, to wait for the best. But here's something that I have learned in life. See, I've learned that a worker person, a hardly worker person, sooner or later is going to reach success. Okay, a talented person could be success. And if I do that interpretation, could be success, it's not because the person shouldn't be success. It's because usually the people that I know, especially in our culture, when they understand that they are talented, they also turn lazy. Okay, and work beats talent when talent doesn't work. Okay, that's something to think about it, and it's true. A success company hires people that are hard workers and hopefully talented. But if you're not talented, the company knows that it's gonna success because the human force is hardworking people. Okay, I've seen people in life. Believe me, guys, I've seen people in life that I wish to know just a quarter, 25% of their understanding to apply it in my own life, in my own projects. It'll be awesome. But what's their problem? They're lazy. They complain about everything. They got an excuse for every single thing. At the end of the day, they see their partners and they wonder, they go like, hey, I knew that guy. That guy didn't know nothing. Like, I had to teach him. I teach him, and now he is bigger than me. Why? That's the question. Why? And that's the answer. Because he worked his ass off. He worked harder, and he created that synergy that is required to success, because success is something that you have to desire. It's something that you have to believe in. It's something that you dream with every single day. It's not about thinking, oh, I wish to be this, or what would you like to be when you grow up? I want to be a fireman. I want to be an economist. I want to be a programmer. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor. Whatever you want, you can. But you are whatever you think that you are. If you believe you're going to be the next Bill Gates, you're going to do it. But you got to believe it yourself. It doesn't matter what the rest of the people believe, because at the end, you are the only one who is going to enjoy the root of the fruits of your work. I respect very much Donald, because he's showing me, and he has taught me a lot in the past. He showed me first a better way to create an online company, and I really appreciate that from him as a friend. And when I make mistakes and I don't see those mistakes, I know that he is strong enough to approach to me and say, "Hey, Kaiser, that's not the right way to do it. It's better to do it this way. Believe me, I got the gray hair, not you." So I really care about this type of advice, because he's somebody that has lived enough out of his mistakes, out of his success, and understand certain keys of life that I haven't. But humble is a very important thing to have in life, especially when you start growing step by step in so many ways. Master Don, I call Master Caesar and Master Don. After 20 years being in Costa Rica,
let me make a comment since you identified your audience. I would say engineers, programmers, people that are detailed in nature, one of your biggest challenges is going to be developing your human contact and relationship and working with people. It's a learning process of listening and asking questions. Your success pattern will come by solutions that you bring to the table, but it comes also because you've listened to the person and you're now able to present it to them in the way in which they're looking for the benefits. So one of the things that you might consider is spend a little time listening, talking, working with people. You know what you want, but try to find out what they want and match it.
That's a great advice. Guys, make a note out of it. My question, Don, to close this chapter, after over 20 years being in Costa Rica, being part of the Latino American community, how do you feel different than the Anglo community, in the sense of, have you Latino yourself a little bit, getting smoother, or you still have a different way of thinking? I know there is the reason why I ask this is because the way that Latinos usually think are way different than the Anglo people, and the reason for it is because I put a foreigner that comes to Costa Rica or any other country, and I see that person growing and being success in whatever he accomplished within 5 years. And I see people trying to accomplish something, and changes happen, and it's still in the same position. So my question is, after 20 years being in Costa Rica, how do you feel about those differences?
I think your culture is very different. I've kind of integrated because I now have a wife and a 12-year-old son, so he speaks good English, and we try to help my wife learn her English. I guess I'm not a real good example because I deal on a global basis, and the main language on a global basis is English. So much of my day is spent in English and not in Spanish. I don't have a problem trying, to communicate in Spanish, but it's difficult, especially when you have people from different countries, different accents. I've got a fellow that I'm working with from Mexico right now that it's patience. It takes a lot of patience to do that. But I will say that the culture, I like the culture. You as a Latin culture really bond with family much more than we do in the States, even though we're into our families. When we move about, we're more global in our movements. But every weekend now on Sundays is family day with my extended family, which is fairly large now. As you know, right. Most of you have large families.
Well done. I really wanted to thank you to come over here to my place and give us a little speech about your life, your experience, especially for our people, our community. From my side, and I'm sure from Kappa 8 TV, we really thank you for it. We wish to expect you sooner in other speeches and other comments that we're gonna be more profound in the business area, especially in marketing, for example, and in the programming business, and how to match up certain softwares and development for for all the programmers, for the globalization in the marketing areas. He's got a master's degree, so we're talking about somebody who runs a huge company.
Guys, don't take everything with that. I don't know how mine. That's my graduate degree is in physics. I have a graduate degree in applied physics and a graduate degree in nuclear physics. So I'm not sure that really applies to what you.
Only the word nuclear physics has got to show something, right? Who studies nuclear physics? Come on, it's got to be somebody that has some brains in. So obviously, I really thank you, Don. I'm gonna come to my community. Showing some kind of homework, but I really appreciate your time, and I'll be with you. Bueno, muchachos, Master, ¿alguna pregunta por el chat?
No, todo bien. Oye, genial, de verdad, excelente. No entendí mucho, pero
se entendió.
Sí, no, súper clara, súper fluida la conversación. Aparte que él pronuncia súper bien y eso es bueno también.
Claro que sí, claro que sí. La idea de todo esto, chicos, como les dije, iniciamos un proceso de clases en inglés donde la intención es hacer la mayor parte de la clase en inglés para que puedan practicar. Yo voy a estar enviándole estas preguntitas, no sé si se ve bien en pantalla ahí, Master.
Se ve súper bien tu pantalla, Casey.
Bueno, perfecto. Se van a hacer más preguntitas que las estaré enviando directamente al correo de César para que lo pueda ingresar a lo que va a ser la parte de tareas. ¿Cuál es la idea de esto, muchachos? De la conversación que nosotros hemos tenido, la intención es que ustedes respondan ciertas preguntas a lo que ustedes han entendido de esa conversación, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, ¿qué es lo que ustedes consideran? ¿Qué fue lo que dijo Donald? ¿Qué fue lo que dijo Kaiser? ¿Qué preguntó Kaiser? ¿Qué respondió Kaiser a esa pregunta? Comentarios, etcétera, etcétera. Todo eso es aceptado, ¿verdad? Adjuntan todo eso, me lo envían a mi correo, ¿verdad? Que ya todos saben cuál es. Sí, lo vamos a poner aquí, en caso de que no lo tengan, pero de todas formas, pues se les recibe y se va a revisar. Para la próxima clase voy a hablar en inglés acerca de todo el resumen que hicimos. Mire, nos saludamos, hablamos de experiencias, inclusive hasta pusimos un ejemplo bíblico del éxito en las empresas, éxito que yo aplico, lo que es la fe, el compromiso, el hecho de creer en uno mismo. Hablamos acerca de idiosincrasias, lenguaje personalizado, hablamos de cómo manejar a las personas, cómo sacar el mejor provecho, obviamente aprender de los errores, que es importantísimo cometerlos, crecer como ser humano, como persona, y por supuesto siempre mantener una humildad, que es el enfoque principal en todo esto. Para los programadores o los que están en el área de programación, nuevamente vamos a tener a Don en ciertas clases posteriores, porque él tiene un masterado en lo que es física, y él nos va a ayudar un poquito en lo que es en el área de marketing, para aquellos que quieren diseñar un software y quieren sacar al mercado y ver cuál es la mejor forma, cuáles son los mejores recursos. Pues tenemos un experto internacional en esa área, que ha trabajado con grandes empresas como Walmart, ha trabajado con empresas de telecomunicaciones, ha sido un hombre pues de bastante éxito y renombrado aquí en Costa Rica. Así que, como les digo, volverá en próximas semanas, esperemos tenerlo pronto, ¿verdad? Sin embargo, vamos a continuar invitando de vez en cuando a personas nativas que nos puedan ayudar y brindar opiniones con respecto al éxito que han tenido, qué es lo que han tenido que hacer, circunstancias que han tenido que pasar, y se dan cuenta que no van a ser diferentes a nosotros, muchachos. Lo que ha cambiado tal vez es la perspectiva con la que han hecho las cosas, que eso sí es muy importante. O sea, nadie cambia tu forma de ser, tú eres quien tú eres, pero sí podemos cambiar y ayudarte a mejorar es una forma de pensar. ¿O acaso lo que piensas hoy es lo mismo que pensabas hace 10 años, hace 5 años? ¿Cierto que no? Porque tu perspectiva bajo tu propio crecimiento empieza a cambiar. De igual manera, tu perspectiva cuando introduces a un nuevo lenguaje, yo les comentaba al principio de este curso, no solamente aprendes un idioma, forzosamente tenés que aprender una cultura. Y cuando aprendes una cultura, tenés que aprender una forma de vida. ¿De acuerdo? Entonces, chicos, me despido de ustedes para poder atender bien a Don, que está de visita por acá. Les agradezco mucho su compañía, y nuevamente pues al máster César Cancino. Muchas gracias por el apoyo, César. Buenísimo todo. Muchachos, cualquier duda, cualquier pregunta, ya saben, por los medios de capa8.tv o directamente a mi correo, estoy para servirles. Y muy pronto el máster, el día de mañana o después, máster César va a publicar la clase, y con lo que es la documentación de las preguntas para aquellas personas que realmente quieran pues participar de lo que vimos la clase el día de hoy. Buenas noches a todos y súper éxito. César.
Muchas gracias, Kaiser. También las gracias a tu amigo. Y nada, muchachos, nos vemos mañana entonces con las clases de Scrum y de Photoshop y diseño web. Nos vemos mañana. Muchas gracias a todos.